Welcome to the Johnny Fongo Show. I'm Johnny Fongo. It is June 16th, 2021. Let's get into this news. Got a bunch of it tonight. First off, Ionic Brands announces the closing of the acquisition of Oregon Processing Solutions, including ODA Hemp Processing and OLCC licensed facility located in Estacada, Oregon. And that comes through at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, Access Wire. Amazon pushes cannabis legalization. Just read this story. Very interesting. Everybody thinks they're going to be getting into the game once it gets federally legal. So that came out at 5:18 a.m. Eastern Time from Globe Newswire. MJ Harvest Incorporated drives business growth through successful online contest, awarding winner with a track day with a 1986 Indianapolis 500 Rookie of the Year, Randy Lanier at Sebring International Speedway. Okay. 6 a.m. Eastern Time, Access Newswire. WM Holding Company, LLC, a leading technology platform to the cannabis industry, completes business combination with Silver Spike Acquisition Corp. 7 a.m. Eastern Time, Business Newswire. Acquired Sales Corp, OTCQX, AQSP, signs letter of intent to acquire Delta 8 THC and CBD industry leader Savage Enterprises and to enter the California marijuana industry by purchasing Premier Greens. That comes out at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, Globe Newswire. Next up, Forefront Ventures makes a $75,000 contribution to Elk Grove Village, Illinois, to support local community and its health and wellness initiatives. 7 o'clock a.m. PR Newswire. Humble and Fume appoints Jacob Ripstein to the board of directors and commences trading on the Canadian Securities Exchange. That came out at 7:01 a.m. Eastern Time News File. Levathian Natural Products secures agreement to serve as Viridia USA's primary supplier of CBD crude hemp oil. 7:02 a.m. News File. Netcan announces partnership with leading LatAm pharmacy company Megalabs. 7:05 a.m. Eastern Time, Thomson Reuters 1. Netcan announces partnership with leading LatAm pharma companies. Same thing. Sorry to double up on net. Next up, Parallels Good Blend. Texas launches the first CBN cannabis product line for patients through Texas Compassionate Use Program. 7:10 a.m. PR Newswire. WM Holding Company. We've already talked about that. The parent company announces the Peaks Company as second social equity investment. 8 a.m. PR Newswire. Creso Pharma and Red Light Holland merged to introduce the Hybrid Lab, a leading global psychedelics cannabis company specializing in recreational products, applied science, technology. Wow, that's a big story to look at. Looks like they're going down both roads, the psychedelic therapeutics and the cannabis company. Very interesting. Okay. That was Creso Pharma and Red Light Holland. Looks like they're merging to do a combined psychedelics and cannabis company. Clever Leaves announces supply agreement with CBD Life Holding to act as API supplier for development and manufacture of CBD Life's medical cannabis products, terms not disclosed. 8:09 a.m. from Benzinga. Can Pharma RX signs an agreement with Israeli group K&K Consulting. 8:31 a.m. Eastern Time, Access Wire. CSE, the Canadian Stock Exchange, reports strong listings growth in May 2021, including a landmark IPO. 8:31 a.m. News File. Entheon Biomedical Corp. announces agreement to acquire Lobo Genetics Incorporated. 8:35 a.m. News File. Psych CEO discusses increasing audience, recent investments in the medicinal psychedelic space, and upcoming financial audit with the Stock Day podcast, 8:37 a.m. news file. Clever leaves in supply agreement with Mexican cannabis company, 8:46 a.m. news file. Emerald Scientific supports medical marijuana research in Florida, 8:50 a.m. PR Newswire. Cyber Low IQ Technologies adds third and pivotal advisory board member to procure relationships with banks and credit unions. Great. 9 a.m. Globe Newswire. Trait Biosciences receives strategic investment from B Tomorrow Adventures as lead investor in a $31 million Series A financing. 9 a.m. I believe that's 31 million Canadian. Viola announces Mez Brands as newest incubator partner. 9 a.m. PR Newswire. Space Grime announces a space initiative with X. That's interesting. We just got to dig into that one real quick. Come out at 9 o'clock this morning. Okay, it goes on to say Space Grime intends to be a decentralized financial technology ecosystem where the intrinsic value is derived from memes. That's interesting. I don't know what that has to do with cannabis. Let me look at it here. Pharmagreen Biotech Incorporated discusses potential uplisting and elimination of convertible debt with the Stock Day podcast, 9:04 a.m. news file. Berlin-based Cantourage provides fast-track access to the European medical cannabis market for international cultivators, 9:23 a.m. Eastern Time, PR Newswire. Afanor Growers orders vertical growing towers for commercial showcase facility in Abbotsford, British Columbia at 10:05 a.m. Globe Newswire. Columbia Care Cannabis Company acquires Medicine Man Denver for $42 million in cash and stock. That came in at 10:25 a.m. from our friends at Benzinga. GrowBuds improves distribution and product selection, 11:32 a.m. Business Wire. Al Harrington's Cannabis Company receives new minority-owned business into its incubator, 12:08 p.m. Benzinga. Cannabis Capital raises triple to USD $6 billion in first half of 2021. That's a lot. 12:37 p.m. Globe Newswire. Red Light Holland to host a live stream on the company's social media handles, including www.youtube.com/redlightholland at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, the 17th, to discuss previously announced merger with Creso Pharma and formation of Hybrid Lab. Yes, that's what we talked about earlier on that. And it's interesting. We might have to watch that. Okay, next up, FOMO Corp's Cannab Club launches Cannabis Social Network into open beta, 1:02 p.m. Globe Newswire. That is FOMO, F-O-M-O, Cannab, K-A-N-A-B, Club, and they've got a social network going. Might be interesting to look at. Dimitri AgBio advances major pipeline for therapeutic cannabinoid development. Invites collaborations. That comes out at 2:44 p.m. Eastern Time, PR Newswire. Leading pharma company in LATAM signs distribution deal with Uruguay-based cannabis company, 3:54 p.m. Benzinga. GGI Green Globe Hempico receives purchase order for 250,000 packs of CBD hemp cigarettes from Ace and Axel, the largest in company history, 4:02 p.m. Eastern Time. From News File. Midasine Innovations launches AI-assisted drug discovery program, 4:18 p.m. Benzinga. acquired sales to purchase Savage Enterprises for $44 million. Looks to enter California through acquisition of Premier Greens LLC and MKRC Holdings LLC. Yeah, that was from an earlier story. 4:08 p.m. Benzinga. Looks like the Malaysian princess struggles to free cancer survivor Dr. Ganja, who faces possible death sentence over medical cannabis. All right, let's wrap this up with this story. Gotta love the Malaysian princess here. All right, here it reads. This comes out at 4:38 p.m. from Benzinga. Life has a way of creating stranger than fiction scenarios like this one. First, you get cancer. Then you become strong enough to fight it off and survive. Then after that, you decide to be noble and humane and share the medical insights you gained while struggling with your health issues, and you end up facing a death sentence. This time not from cancer, but from a firing squad. Talk about irony. This is the story of Amarudian Nayajaran Abdullah, 62, better known as Dr. Ganja. I think I can pronounce that name a whole lot better. Sorry for that butchering. Or Dr. G. After being diagnosed with painful spinal cord tumor that caused him to lose a kidney, Dr. Ganja, who was struggling with chronic pain and chemo-related fatigue, decided to seek out alternative treatments that eventually led him to medical cannabis in the form of hemp seed oil. It worked wonders for him until he was arrested and charged for distributing chocolates and brownies made with hemp seed oil. Dr. Ganja is actually not a MD. He earned the nickname because of his habit of inviting people suffering from cancer and other ailments into his home and sharing his hemp oil medicine with them. Wow, that's amazing. Goes on to say, despite a United Nations decision last year to recognize the medicinal properties of cannabis, many advocates hoped countries around the world would catch up with the evolving attitudes towards the plant. Some did. Malaysia was not one of them. The Southeastern Asian country continues to have the harshest cannabis laws in the world, including the death penalty for convicted drug traffickers. Yes, I've heard that about Malaysia. Dr. G, who served in the Malaysian army for 22 years, was arrested in 2017 and charged with 36 offenses under the Malaysian Dangerous Drugs Act. He isn't a drug leader or drug dealer or some drug lord, his daughter, Siti, told Vice World News. He goes on to say, the Malaysian princess Tengku Chandala Jamada is collaborating with the Last Prisoner Project to support Dr. Ganja's appeal, reported to Forbes. Together they have launched an event to raise funds for his cause. Okay, that's great. Well, we hope Dr. Ganja can be freed from Malaysia, and maybe Malaysia can, start to look at some research and some evidence and try it for themselves and, enjoy it. So that's an interesting story. We hope Dr. Ganja, hope we can get him out of there. So that's all for this show. We've covered a lot of headlines here. Just want to, say thanks again for tuning in and listening. As always, we have a social media presence on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So reach out to us. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. I'm not a financial advisor, just a regular cat. Big fan of the plant, big fan of investing, big fan of research. And the show is just about sharing my research. I can get pretty deep. I've tried a lot of different variations here of this show, and I'm still having some fun with it and trying a few new things out. So just want you to enjoy everything. We will be coming back, hopefully, in the next day or two. There's no lack of news in this sector. And, I'm into other things, the psychedelic sides of the companies, and the cryptocurrency companies have been done well for me. So I try to feature as much fun new stuff as I can, try to keep up on the daily news. That's kind of what I do. That wraps up the show for tonight. You've been listening to the Johnny Fongo Show. I'm Johnny Fongo, and I want you to have a profitable day.